Welcome back to another video. Starting off, I'll just draw the giveaway winners from last video. It's just a random selector, so if you commented on the last Warfare Wednesday video, then you are entered in this giveaway. I guess technically I'm entered in it too, but luckily I didn't show up, so that wasn't an issue. So, if I can figure out how to do this. There we go. All right. So let's start this. And the first winner is Mr. Beast Plays. Pretty sure he's already in my server. But yeah, if you win, just join my server, which will be in the LinkedIn description of the video. Then just DM me, and I'll give you something to prove that you are the person that won. And then I will send you the code to redeem for your gift. And basically how it works is I have 10 codes total. 5 codes are for 20 speed boost, and 5 codes are for 1 mighty chest. So the first 5 winner, or the first people who win, they get to choose what they have as a reward. So if you're at the end of this, because I'll have 5 videos, 4 left now. If you're on the end of this, then you might not get what you want, but it's still free reward just for commenting on the videos, so it's still nice. So yeah, this will be the second giveaway video of 5. And so again, comment on the video. That's all you have to do. And then next Wednesday, I'll release another video similar to this, another just gameplay video. And just by commenting, you are entered in that giveaway as well. And of course, once the next video is released, then the giveaway is ended, so you can't comment on past videos. But yeah, so you guys have a week now to comment on this one as well to be entered in the giveaway. 2 winners each week, so if you didn't win this time, you can win next time. And no duplicate winners, so, try to keep that in mind. If you already won, then obviously feel free to comment. I appreciate it, but you won't be able to win the giveaway. So yeah, this is just a general gameplay. I started off the season, or not the season, but this video with 1.8 million KP and no Rusher Temple. So I looked around quickly and was trying to find a Rusher Temple, and I was able to get my hands on a couple, as well as having a clanmate be able to take one as well, so I'm able to keep a Rusher Temple after a little bit here. But it does take a second. So these first, I think 3 attacks I'm sending without Rusher, but then from there on, I am able to be a bit quicker. It is a bit more challenging editing it down when you're sending such short attacks, because every attack, I try to boost it up for you guys, so generally it's 5 times the speed once I send the attack, just so that we can kind of get through this. I had 1 hour and 8 minutes, and I compress it down to 26 minutes for you, and that's with the giveaway put in front of it as well, so it's probably 24 minutes. So a bit more easy to watch, a bit more fast-paced. I'm able to comment on my strategy going forward, but obviously kind of the same things as I've mentioned in past Warfare Wednesday videos, is that I am starting with the lowest KP player. Conveniently, they're right next to my main, so I'm able to kind of run through them pretty easily and get onto the higher KP players. And the reason you do this is if you just start immediately with the 200% experienced people and just run through everything that they have. Now, sometimes that is a decent option, but if you're shooting for maximum KP, always start with the lowest KP player, because then you can hit the most cities and therefore gain the most experience. And so I was just hitting them down to 50% experience. Sometimes I will hit down to 0% experience, but I do believe if there's enough targets in the area, just hitting them down to 50% experience is fine. And 50% experience is just once they get below half your KP. And I don't have any difficulties with the first player or the second. which is Gimli, the one that's has the hundreds right there, I believe. But later on, I do have an underwall and a couple like smaller walls as well, so keep in line with that. I will not have, well, maybe I will. I might post like tags on the video tomorrow, just to keep up with, or like timestamps, I should call them really, just to kind of say like first opponent, second opponent, third opponent, just so you guys know who I'm attacking. So if one opponent you're like, okay, this is like, easy, not really informative, more just really basic gameplay, so I'd like to skip to the next opponent he's attacking or next one, then you can do that then. But that won't be out for another day or so, I believe. Of course, if you are watching the video and you see a change in opponents or whatever you want to tag, then you can always make your own list of tag timestamps in the comment section for others. But, I'll do that regardless anyways, eventually. So nothing much to say. I'm still running through some of the same few people. I think this is the second opponent now. But I know he's pretty slow because I was attacking him, or he was attacking me earlier in season. And not sure if I recorded any of those walls. Pretty sure I didn't, but I'm just hitting a few more here. And I believe this is the last one because as you see, he turns pink, which generally means 50% experience. Now, there's a bit of a server lag between turning pink, so sometimes you want to have to send an attack before, and when you press to send the attack, it'll show 50% experience. So turning pink isn't always a sure thing to rely on, because sometimes they don't turn pink, or half their cities will turn pink. It's kind of a weird thing that they're doing, but nothing that actually hurts gameplay, just a visual glitch. So then I see my third target here, group up all my troops, speed it up for you guys so you don't have to watch through too much of it. And I am thinking I will attack the hundreds, but when I multi-scout here in a second that you'll see, and I generally like to multi-scout just as the final reinforcement lands. It's a bit of a delay here, but I'll multi-scout, and I see that one has 940 mil, one has 200 mil, and one has 20 mil. And I don't really feel like sending for either of the ones that have hundreds of millions inside of them, because I just have pretty much the wall defense for level hundreds. It's a little bit less, or a little bit more than that, in terms of just my base troop amount. And so I don't want to take too heavy of a loss. Plus, if he's online, those cities are closer to his main, so it is more risky. And I am low on troops. I haven't been playing as much as I probably was last season, so don't want to risk that. But now I see he's turned 50% experience, so I just take the 86s and I call it good and move to my next opponent. And just looking around here, pretty much seeing where the next person I would be able to start at. Really just looking around to see if they have any other clusters in the area that I might want to work towards. But this guy that I am attacking next is really congregated in the same straight pattern, kind of around the shore, just straighten up around the shore. So pull all my troops into that 78 there and split them to attack these two cities. Now, normally I would send a sub-G march to both of the 80 and 85, but because obviously he has troops in the 85, then I just send 1 to 10G march and reinforce it later, or reinforce the city later. Now, you might wonder, why am I not hitting the recruiter temple? Obviously, I could easily take it, However, I do not need it because my clan's already holding one, and I do plan on hitting this guy later. It's actually one of the few walls that you'll see me take part in, but that was the dryer going off, if you guys heard that. But I don't want to notify him that I'm online, assuming he's offline at the moment, and scouts don't show up on reports, but if I am running, or if I hit the temple, then he'll get a notification for that, and I want to avoid that for now. But I just take a couple of this guy's cities here, a couple more, and then he turns pink. And I actually, unfortunately, reinforced towards him, and then I realize he's already pink. And for some reason in my head, I'm like, let me reinforce down to him, because as you see, there's a delay. Obviously, he has 50% experience, and yet his cities were still red for a while before they turned pinkish. And so I'll not be hitting him anymore. And so I move my troops to my next target. And there's a bit of an issue tapping on the cities, especially when zoomed out more. I think they need to increase the hitbox for cities, because there's been multiple times that I'll go to tap the city, and I will have to try to send the troops from the city I'm sending from, tap the city, and then it'll just like turn off, and I have to go back to the city, tap it, try to tap into the city I'm sending to, and it's just a whole ordeal, waste time on my part. And it's annoying, obviously. So preferably increase the hitbox or something in that standard with the cities would be nice. Or larger cities, maybe. I would. There seems to be plenty of space in between cities. I know it would maybe mess with the aesthetics or being able to tell how long attack would be if they got too much bigger. But a little bit bigger or a bigger hitbox, I think, would be a good addition with this update. Maybe next season, we'll see. But pretty much just boosted into my next opponent. Actually, these look like their normal speed marches. So I don't know what I was doing here. I must have skipped this area. But I noticed that this guy is actually being attacked on the other side here. You see how I tapped that city because I saw the XP marker up. And so I decided to boost my 900 mil that I have on the top end there. And I'm just going to take that city with a low 55 mil march, because I believe that there's a chance he could be taking that city next, and I don't want to wall myself. And so I'm fine losing whatever it is, 11 mil perma, to take that instead of losing more than that, because I'd be getting 0 experience because of how low the other player is. So then I just take those few cities, work my 900 mil into the larger cluster there, and then from there I work straight down. And I do this because I realize he is taking those cities, and so I want to kind of cut him off and cut off where he can attack from. And turns out when this attack lands here, then he is actually reinforcing that. Or not reinforcing, but he's also attacking the same city. And so I check to see if I'm able to boost there in time. And I would maybe be able to if I was able to boost from the attack screen, which is also an addition I think they should add, because there is definitely enough room to add where you could send a boosted march versus a normal march. I think that would be a great addition as well. But I do just swap into one. I swap one of my cautious pieces for a defense piece just to have a little bit more defense. And then I'm able to, I underwalled him, but I think we lost around the same amount of troops. So fine by me, whatever, works out. And unfortunately, I did have to pop my bubble. I messed it up. I didn't set my bubble for the right time yesterday, or my watcher, I guess I should say, to be more I don't know, use the right word. So I don't intend to hold these cities at all, but I have my watcher set for the right time tomorrow, and so I'll just run through everything that I took today later on and be able to take those back, re-level. Of course, I'll wall a few people as they take them, and yeah, hopefully I won't lose too much gold, but I'll level up kind of passively from the people that take my cities anyways. Actually, as I'm recording this voiceover, post-edited video, I'm actually getting run through right now, so I have my phone just going crazy, and I'm trying to do some walls on the side as I record, but obviously it's pretty difficult to do both, so I'm trying to focus on the video. So yeah, I saw that he was taking cities down here as well, so I sent a march down, and then sent it to that next city, and he was reinforcing it, or not reinforcing, I keep saying that. He was attacking it, and so I wall it this time fully because it was a sub-G march and not a 1 to 10G march. So from there, I'm looking to see if I want to take the 80s there, but it's not the next opponent in terms of KP-wise, so instead I just boost my troops over to the 98. It's a fairly safe boost, even though it's long and near someone's main, because I just took it recently. So, boost those over, and I'm basically just going to take the temple and then attack that next opponent from there. And so, slightly worried that Gamilli, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's like Gmilli or something like that, or IIL, I don't know. So, slightly worried that he will try to snipe me or something if I send my full march. So I just sent a quick 900 mil march, and I really wish they'd add multi-scouting, or maybe even not like reinforcing or multi-reinforcing, whatever you call it. But I wish they'd add multi-scouting from temples. They used to have it many seasons ago, but it makes no sense not to. Like, you can obviously send single scouts from a temple, so why not multi-scout? Anyways, I do a single scout there because I want to work towards the hundreds. And you'll see shortly that this guy's actually online, but get that first march in, and then I reinforce with my full stack. And I'm just looking through his stats, and I notice he's in full guard, so I'm a bit cautious here, but oddly enough, he sends a march. Doesn't even scout to see if I was reinforcing or anything, but he sends a march to take that city because he doesn't want that access point. He said he's going to bubble soon or whatnot, so I didn't want me taking that. And later on, you'll probably see that he says that in chat. So I swapped to full Guardian gear, which at me, my base is 451. Fortunately, his striker was 478, and he had near 3 Gs more than me. He lost a bit more troops, gained a bit more gold. So, decent exchange for him. If he's going to bubble anyways, then he takes my temple, which is fine. I didn't have anything there anyways. And I don't need it because my clan has some as well. But decent exchange for him. He said he's going to bubble soon, so he should be able to make back most, if not all, of the troops that he lost on that exchange, as well as having another like 7-8G gold to dump on his cities. So not a horrible idea. So then this guy's next in line. I don't really want to deal with Time Shine because obviously he's online and he's aggressive, and as I stated earlier, kind of low on troops, so don't really want to take too many risks. Of course, I'll still like underwall you if you're gonna try to send a march that I can easily wall or underwall, and kind of going a mostly rusher striker hybrid build, and that's pretty much what I do every season. As you can see, 12 points in striker, just got it to 300. I might go to like 350 later on, but I'm putting a lot into Russia right now because I believe it's important and helps me wall more people. But as you see in chat, I opened up chat because obviously when you wall someone, like a slightly larger wall, they normally talk. So I wanted to see what he was saying or thinking, anything. And I saw Polar saying, "Take them all, Gray." I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And of course, there's that glitch where it sends 3 messages, so I have to scroll way up to see that Ace's Wrath was saying, "Please leave me one," which I don't have an issue with. Obviously, he relevels the cities, so I don't mind him as a neighbor. So I leave him one up there, and I then head down to the bottom section of my base. And I pretty much just run through all Ace's Wrath cities there. As you can see, another glitch. You go to open a chest, and it just kicks you out back to your main screen. And so I opened up, my inventory, I guess, after that, and hopefully all the items were there. Like, it showed a green and a couple grays, so it's reasonable that was what's in the chest, but I don't know, maybe it would have been better if it didn't glitch out. So, weird, I multi-scouted afterwards, like after I took the city, or I single-scouted after I took the city, just using that, scout button, and it sent from a city further away on that last city. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm just sending sub-G marches here because I do not want to get walled. And I mean, it's mostly 80s to 90s level cities, so sub-G marches are fine for that. You see some people sending 1 to 10 G marches on 80s, and that's just stupid. You're asking to be walled, and I've walled so many people like that. You even see people sending 1 to 10 G marches on 90s a lot, and I think it's not a bad idea if you scout thoroughly and don't expect the person to wall, but if you do expect them to wall, then I will generally send a sub-G march to 90s, and I'll keep it around 8 to 900 mil, and might have to reinforce for each attack doing that, but it's worth it because you lessen your chances of being walled. So he does say, or Ace's Wrath is can you attack with less troops? Although I'm hitting 500 mil on 80s, and so I say no, because I do plan on throwing these to 90s, and I'm going to lose a lot of gold because none of these cunts level up the cities afterwards. So, and they overstack them 1 to 10 G marches on 90s and 80s. So I'm going to lose gold on it. It's more of just trying to build the island slowly so that I can gain more experience later on. But right now, if everyone was re-leveling the cities, we'd all have level hundreds on the entire island, and we'd be double our KP, minimum double our KP. But because everyone's save your gold, let the better solved people level the island, it's you hurt everyone. Yeah, but people don't realize that. They're just greedy and stupid. But I guess it doesn't matter because they'll be in plat next season anyways. So someone's taking my rusher. I checked to see we have enough rushers, and yeah, we do. I have 2, so that one's fine, and another clanmate's got 1. So always good to keep an eye on that. So take the 88 first because that's a single territory of someone's, so I figured I'd take it out. Plus, it's the highest level city in the area, so might as well hit with a larger stack. And let's see if it's here. I guess I attack here for a while. But pretty simple. I'm just running through the 85s in this section. And it does turn 50% experience, so like I was saying earlier, I don't really try to hit too much more after that. I do then work towards this next opponent. And I do see hundreds that he has on the far side there, and so I'm thinking, maybe I'll take a couple of them. if he doesn't drop too low. But after I take a few of his cities here, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend hitting 90s with 575, but I wanted to get that access point because it's closer to the 90s. But if I instead attacked from further back, then he likely has troops in the 100, just because normally if you have a higher level city in the middle of lower level cities, then you have troops in them. So I figured I'd attack low on that, and he does have troops in them. So if I did, attack a city with higher troop count later on, he might have logged on and have time to reinforce that. But just take that last 90, and from there, the next person on my island that I could still attack is all the way at the bottom, and don't feel like making a long march. I'd already been playing for an hour, so we're roughly an hour. So throw everything to 90. I wish there was a button where you could just select an area and be like minimum level 90, and it just put everything that's under 90 to a 90. But it's probably too complex for the coders over in Million Victories. So unfortunately, I do run out of gold, and I'm not able to level everything. But this is kind of the end of the video, so hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys next week. Good luck.